Slight said he's heaven sent. Third person omnipotent. Great words, no difference. I don't rap, I make art. Bird need a race car. This ain't for the faint heart. Above clouds like Game Star. That's in my blood. That's in my blood.
I'm Brendan Austin Timberlake of Slightlee Daily. This is the newest installment of the podcast series, episode number 20. This is a milestone right here, number 20. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever that purple app is called. Watch us on YouTube. Yeah, Saturday night, I'm glad I could get Mr. Leeroy Nox in here. This is really our first, like I said at the door whenever you came in, I was like, this is our first real conversation we've had.
Yes,
the show. Yeah, and that was brief, and that was basically, hey, what's up? I'm actually
nice
me.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And we've been talking back and forth via Instagram, which is a beautiful thing though. Instagram is such a beautiful tool, it's such a great tool to connect people.
Oh yeah,
and that kind of stuff, creatives and whatnot.
Especially in this day and age where people are extremely busy all the time,
yes.
And it's just nowadays you can't really hang out with somebody. You got to get on their schedule.
You're right, man. And for you talk about schedules today, I was kind of loosely, I was like, okay, I was preparing myself for you to be like, oh, maybe not tonight, and I was like, which is fine, but I was like, okay, maybe we can get it in today. I was picturing sometime today, and then you were like, oh, maybe later tonight, and I was like, all right, okay, I can wait. I'm ready for it. I'm waiting, and it happened, and we're here.
Yeah,
Saturday night. Yeah, here we are, and schedules and shit. So what did you have a job? You said you had a job interview today?
No, orientation. So
orientation.
So I got a serving job because I was ready to get out of construction and do something else and move forward and try to figure out everything, because that's right. That's what being in your 20s is all about.
You're right. How old are you?
I'm almost 25. I'll be almost 25 in April. How old are you?
I'm 23. I'll be 24 in April. When's your birthday?
April 10th.
I'm the 3rd.
Hey.
So we're both Aries. Week apart, man.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself extremely extroverted, or do you kind of like an introvert?
I'm pretty introverted, man.
Really?
I always tell people this, my close friends, they're always like, I'm proud of you for getting in front of this camera and this mic. Cause I'm pretty introverted, but when it comes to stuff like this, or something I care about, or I'm passionate about, I could ramble, I could get into it. When it comes to music and stuff, that the music really helps me become more extroverted. But I'm pretty quiet, at work and stuff. I work in a warehouse, just nothing major, but I work in a warehouse. I'm pretty quiet. I go on break, I put my headphones in. I'm not I don't have a whole lot of friends outside of at work.
Kind of just keep to yourself.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm pretty introverted though. This has helped me a lot become more comfortable with having conversations with people. The podcasts that I've done before basically have been with all people I've known pretty closely, and now I'm kind of making my rounds with that, with people closer to me, and then now I'm branching out to you, people with acquaintances and stuff, and that's really what I want this to be. But I kind of had to set a foundation, hey friend, come on here, let's show people, you know what I'm saying, let's show people what this could be,
and just show people networking is important.
It is,
especially when you're trying to build a brand and trying to get more exposure for whatever you're selling, whether that's music or whether you're doing clothing or something like that. You know what I mean?
I always talk about building your brand. It's so important, and it's something as simple as just telling someone about what you're doing. It's just building that brand. You have your brand with Leeroy Nox. That's not your real name though, right?
No, that's not my real name.
But still, that's your brand. You know?
It's kind of my mantra. It's kind of just what I go by, because when you're building a stage presence and stuff, you got to have a stage name, and you almost kind of have to create a character when you do music.
Precisely. Yeah, it's you have to create like an alter ego like Slim Shady's Eminem, you know, and
Donald
that's
Glover's Childish Gambino.
yeah, man.
Stuff like
And
that.
I'm glad you brought up Childish Gambino. I admire the shit out of him. I really admire him.
Swear,
Multiple hats, all kinds of hats. He wears everything
The dude, he can write, he can rap, he can sing.
at a high level on all of them too.
Right. And
Act.
everything he touches is amazing. Like, you've seen Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I actually just got done with season 2 because
It's so good.
it's on Hulu. Yeah.
It's one of those shows that you can watch again over and over again. It doesn't get old. You'll pick up on some like details. You'll be like, "What the fuck?" Or like a joke that Darius, the friend.
Yeah. Oh my.
He
God.
he always says some clever like witty ass shit, and like you don't catch it.
That episode where he went to like the person's house where he was getting the piano. That was interesting, dude.
Very
that
weird.
Was out there.
It was.
That's what I admire so much about Atlanta. Like, it takes such a simple concept about a dude's that are just going into business for themselves, and then you just do these out of left field episodes that are really like a Twilight Zone episode.
That was like a straight up. That was some Black Mirror shit almost.
Right. Another show I have not seen though.
You haven't seen?
I've never seen Black Mirror.
Not an episode.
Not an episode. Yeah.
That's so each episode is completely independent. None
like
of
an anthology, right?
yeah, none of them relate to the other. It's like how Have you seen American Horror Story?
Yes.
It's like how American Horror Stories, the seasons are separate, but with Black Mirror, all the episodes are separate, and they're wild. I mean, they basically just tell you about how crazy technology is and what the dangers of like technology. You know what I'm saying? Like how.
Yeah, I've seen like trailers for it, like with the Miley Cyrus one.
But it's
and
like
stuff
extreme.
Like
It's like exaggerated versions. It's like exaggerated cases though.
yeah, for sure.
So something that I really wanted to ask you first off.
Yeah, go right ahead, man.
The radio. How did you get hooked up with that? The radio station.
Working
I'm
in
very
radio.
interested in that. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a long story, but I guess I'll try to sum it up the best way I
sure,
can.
sure.
So I started. You're talking about WGNS, right?
Yeah. Well, have you done anything before that?
Yeah. So I kind of knew going into college what I wanted to do. I did a fall preview in 2012. It was right. Do you go to MTSU?
I graduated from there in 2018.
I graduated in 2017.
Okay.
So you feel me? The student union building, it was brand new.
Right.
And I just remember going in there for a fall preview, and I was still kind of like teetering about do I want to go like into business administration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I went to the mass communication building, and I stepped in their Studio One area where they do most of their sets for most of their shows, and it was almost kind of like a feeling, like you kind of just know, like, hey, this kind of feels like home.
Yeah,
like,
I
I feel like I could just set up shop in here.
You're supposed to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just knew from the jump, like, what I wanted to do. It's like, I want to go into news. So I had to figure out ways on how to, like, get involved and stuff like that. And as time went on, I got involved with the student-run station, MT10 News.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still doing anything today, but because time changes and how the world is changing and everything when it comes to news. That's another topic
That
entirely.
is. News is new. I went to school for journalism.
You're right. So you feel me? You went through the same thing for me.
Yeah. Which they phased out journalism. It's not even there anymore.
Yeah,
Regular journal. It's like, no, you're doing video or news. That's basically all it is now.
Or RIM major, or audio production, or animation.
Exactly.
Which are all great things.
Yeah, but I was one of the last people to get a regular old journalism degree. But yeah, so your journey through radio.
Yeah, so I got involved with it because I had friends who actually worked there who were at MT10.
Okay.
So when they were about to go do their news jobs, they needed somebody to take over positions there. I took a shot in the dark because I didn't have much radio experience, but I interviewed with them and they loved what I had to offer, and I started working there in April 2015. And Oh man, WGNS is such an amazing place. Like their slogan is they are the good
The
neighbor
good,
station.
yeah. So my
And-
I'm a lifelong like MTSU fan.
Me too.
My grandparents went there. My mom and my uncle went there, and like I just grew up going to the sporting events, and I always listened to WGNS. Whenever like basketball would have an away game or something.
Yeah, they're actually the flagship station now for MTSU sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually I'm about to leave because I'm trying to focus more on music and
Okay.
figuring out what I want to do career wise. But sorry. um, but yeah, I've been producing games for basketball lately with Chip Walters and Dick Palmer. Those
Wow,
guys are the
legends.
Yeah, legendary.
Literally
people.
legends.
Amazing people. I love
I've-
those guys.
I've-
Shout out to Chip Walters and Dick Palmer. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, I know their voices so well. I mean, that's nostalgia. Hearing them on the radio is just like, wow. I remember being 7 years old. You know, it's crazy. So WGNS is where
That was the first news job I had, and I originally wanted to go into reporting, and I used to cover city council
sports
meetings.
or just news.
It was mostly just news. Now it's
Okay.
just they mainly focus more on sports now, but back when it was also a lot of news coverage, and they still do news coverage there.
Yeah.
I covered like city council meetings with the city mayor Shane McFarland, and all
Okay.
of the council members, and I got to go to those meetings, interview them for stories, write up articles, which were
Yeah.
all good for training purposes.
Yeah,
I was
experience.
talking to you earlier, like I got to do like my own kind of podcast there, which
Yeah,
was a lot of fun. And yeah, I worked there for about 2.5 years, and that was an amazing experience. And they actually are always hiring people, so I guess it's kind of a plug for WGNS if you're looking to polish up on your radio skills and get some experience. They're always looking for people, and they welcome their doors with open arms. Like they are amazing.
That's
people.
great. I had the chance when I was in school for about a year and a half. I covered high school sports for the Post, Murfreesboro Post.
Yeah,
I worked with Monty Hale Jr.
I love Monty.
Yeah, he was
he's
my
cool.
boss. But like you were saying, you wanted to focus on something else. There's no work in it really. I wasn't getting enough articles. I wasn't getting enough time. I wasn't getting enough work. So I had to eventually move on. But I loved it though, and like you were saying, how you felt walking into that the studio.
Yeah.
You just felt like you were supposed to be there. Man, that's why I majored. That's why I declared journalism, because I wanted to do sports journalism. That's what I want, and I would still do it to this day. Like every day I would go cover high school sports if I could, but there's not a high demand for it, and that's kind of why I'm doing stuff like this, so I can kind of be my own Murfreesboro Post. You see what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I mean, it's kind of why we both got into music, because we wanted
that
just
too.
to go out and do our own things.
That
I mean,
too.
I worked for several different places, and I just realized real quick after I got out of school, just this isn't really what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that really stinks. Like, 'cause you build yourself up working
Yeah.
towards something for so long. And just to be like, all right, I guess what was all that for anyway?
Right.
You just
feel
kinda
like you
feel lost.
you
for a
feel like
while.
you wasted time. But really,
I don't feel like I wasted time.
No.
But yeah, I got a lot out of it. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, if it wasn't for all of that experience I got, I probably wouldn't be able to produce music as
Mm-hmm.
fast as I've been able to. Like, honestly. So yeah, I'm extremely thankful for all the experiences I've had with it.
yeah.
And like nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah.
You just that's what it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like your 20s are really all about trying to figure out what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and most people by the time they turn 30, they may go through like 6 or 7 jobs.
Yeah,
You never really know.
That's gonna happen. That is the beauty of being in somewhere like America, though, where we can just kind of bounce around with jobs and whatnot. We're not like assigned like, oh, you're you're this, you're that. Like we kind of have the freedom to do whatever we want in a way. We're
Yeah.
still a cog in the machine. We definitely are. So let's talk about your Spotify numbers, man. That's wonderful, man. And I mean that shit. That's awesome. I'm just going to be as broad as I can so we can have a good conversation about this, but how did that happen?
Oh,
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
it took a lot of work,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized real quick getting into music, if you're trying to solely just try to get people to listen to your music off your followers list, the harsh truth is you're not going to get very far. And it's not to say that your followers don't engage in your music.
Yeah.
Like, some of them do, and I am very thankful for all the people that dig what I do. Like, literally, like, you guys are awesome. Like, thank you so much for all the support. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. But I realize, like, you have to reach out to blogs. You have to get your music playlisted. Like, you have to try to find different ways to get exposure now.
Outside of your city.
Outside of your city, absolutely, because something I've noticed about Tennessee is there's not really like a big following in hip hop here. It's mostly for country music
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and not to discredit that at all.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are pursuing that, and I really hope they do well because there's a lot of talent. But I kind of see there's just kind of an open lane for it here. And you can really like headquarter it here and try to find an audience all around the world. I mean, there are
Yeah.
so many different countries in the world. Like, you just gotta like find where it is and stuff like that. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Interesting you say that. So let's see. Probably about 2 years ago, I made a song and I made a music video to it. I posted a clip on it on my Instagram, and I paid for promo on my IG. I put in like $20 or something, and I put it in India. All right. I still to this day have a friend, a pen pal, basically is what I call him.
Nice.
He's an Indian. He makes like EDM music, and like he engages with me, and like it's cool. Like, I have a friend in India that I like send links to all the time. He's always sending me links and shit. It's funny you say that about getting your shit into other places in the world. Have you had engagements in like other parts of the world, the globe?
Absolutely. I've had a producer who lives in Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah, literally like a 16-year-old kid who makes beats. He reached out to me because he wanted me to use some of his stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what
it's
makes
awesome.
music so worth it, because my Indian guy, he did a remix to one of my songs, and that was just a thing we'll always share. We might not ever get to anything ever again, but he can always say, oh, I have a song with an American, and I can be like, oh, I have a song with an Indian
Yeah, that's
person.
the main thing.
It's cool.
It's all about having fun. It's all about I strongly believe in art and free expression and just trying to put your ideas out on paper and out in the world, man. Like, a lot of the producers I've worked with, the projects I've worked on, they all come from different places like Massachusetts and LA and places like that.
So do where do you get your beats from? Like, are you producing beats as well, or?
So I'm still trying to learn how to produce my own beats.
It's a lot.
It's the people who can produce their beats. Props to you, because it is a science. It really is.
It is, and I was thankful and super blessed to have two producers that I work with, which I haven't recorded music in about a year. But shout out, yeah, it's been a while, man. But it's been about a full year since I last recorded a song. But shout out Parker Productions and Da Vinci. Those are two of my my closest friends, and they're super dope. But like I said, like you were saying, that shit is difficult as fuck, and I know how to make beats now because of them, because I watched them. They showed me, I would watch over their shoulder and shit, watch them operate, and I can operate and I can make a beat. It might not be super duper creative, but I can do it. And yeah, I was really lucky to have them show me how to do it.
And yeah, man, I may not know how to produce, but I can mix and master. I record my own vocals. I mix my own tracks and master my own tracks. I do a lot of effects in there, like a lot of the pauses. And
I've noticed that the what do you call them? Like the stops. What do you call it? Like, did it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like where
what do you call that?
A lot of people they call
like a
them,
stutter.
You'd almost say like it's a beat drop, but it's literally just a pause, and then you just bring it back
Okay,
in. And
okay.
you really just have to time it right. And on Cozy, there's a lot of parts in there where I slowed the beat down because it's like, I wonder what it would sound like if you did a switch on it. And beat switches are the rage right now. You can thank songs like Sicko Mode for
Sicko
that.
Mode. Yeah.
I swear.
That new Drake and Future song,
Life is Good.
Life is Good. That's
Yeah.
a totally different beat.
Yeah,
Totally
that's
different.
that's a different vibe for sure. But I'm thankful. How I found all these producers is just researching on YouTube. Like you know, you just type in, you know, like maybe something like Childish Gambino type beat. Like
Dude,
type beats, man. I swear.
That's exactly how I got started, man. Let's see. My first, so on SoundCloud, I have about 50 songs, and I've recorded probably, I don't even know. I couldn't even I don't want to put a number on it, but a lot more than that haven't made it to the public, you know?
Yeah.
And probably 75% of them were YouTube beats, and then the other 25 was like Parker and Devin beats. So I definitely understand the YouTube grind.
Yeah, and it's good. Like, I mean, if you are gonna rip beats off YouTube, just make sure, like, if you're using it just on SoundCloud and stuff, that's cool. But if you are gonna use it on Spotify and Apple Music, pay your producers.
Yes, literally.
Because you do not want to make profit on something and they're not getting paid for it. That's why, like, I have an open relationship with all the producers I work with, and I try to work with all the same ones because they're just like us. They're just starting out. They're making beats in their bedroom or beats living at home or they're in school. And I kind of see, like, even though they live in different states, you just keep an open dialogue with them and you all work together. And yeah, shout out to Versus Beats, Stoic Beats, Broke Boy. I love that dude. That guy's awesome.
Where are those people from?
All different places. I think Stoic.
None of them are. None of them are actually local people.
No,
that's really cool though, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I think it's important. Yeah, there's surprisingly not really a lot of producers around in this area.
I don't know.
There are
too
a few.
many.
Like
I know there's more rappers here than producers, and and
Right.
if you think about that, it's like, well, damn, how are people making music? How are people going to make music?
You do have people who are like triple threats. Like my partner in crime, my best friend, Michael Zappe. Do you know him?
Yeah, we went to school together.
Yeah, I love Zappe.
Whenever I first started making music, he was one of the first people that I recorded with years ago. Yeah, he's been doing this for a while.
God, he's dope as fuck. Like I would not be where I am right now without him, man. Like he was the reason I got back into this. Like when I quit my news job, I was lost for a while. I just didn't really know like what my purpose in life was at that point, and what like life in general just meant.
Sure,
and
yeah.
I didn't really know what to do going forward. And there was this one night I was at level 3. Downstairs playing pool, and I saw him and Chandler Carney. If people know who that is, that dude's dope as fuck too. I miss you, dude. Come back to us soon, please. I just saw them down there playing pool, and Zip had his long locks then, and we just started hanging out, and he was talking about, hey, you guys want to go back to the crib and write some music and stuff? I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. I hadn't written stuff in years, but that night, like, I got out a pen and paper, and I started writing again.
Writing some lyrics.
And we stayed up until maybe like 4 a.m. in the morning, and before I left, he said to me, from now on, wherever you go, I want you to tell people that you're a rapper. And that gave me encouragement to like try this again, because I did this in high school, but I didn't really know what I was doing in high school.
The fact that you did that in high school, that's big, because a lot of people couldn't even formulate the idea to do that, and then be like, because you got people who freestyle rap in high school in the lunchroom or whatever.
That is not me. I could not freestyle.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, you got like those kind of people, and then you got. It takes a special person in high school to be like, all right, I'm about to try and get me a mic and record this, because I wouldn't know how to do that in high school.
And you'll be open to attack too. Oh yeah, man. Like I had no idea what I was doing or what kind of sound I wanted to have. I just
you did it though.
I did. I made 2 tapes in high school. I don't think they sound really that good looking back on it now, but I'm thankful for that experience, because I guess it kind of just built the foundation of where I am now.
Yeah.
And I kind of told myself when I got to college, it's like, all right, I'm going to focus on a real career now and just let this go. But if there ever comes a time I could come back to this, I'd love to come back and give it a second try and see if I can do it better.
So when give me like a year or a time frame whenever you came back.
It was
like 2-ish years.
Yeah,
roughly?
it was in late 2018. That's
Okay.
when I met Mike, and we just immediately got to work. And
Okay.
by that following April on 420, we dropped a tape called Zip Nox.
Zip Nox. Okay, I saw that. So that was like the first thing that you dropped when your second coming back into music.
Yeah, Mike was basically my Sherpa getting back. Yeah, getting
He's
back.
like, come
into
on,
the
come
game.
on, get in here,
Yeah,
get in here. What are you doing? What are you doing?
He was basically in my corner all the way, just getting me back in the game, because that man, he can produce his own beats, he can spit, he can freestyle, he can write stuff like in 30 minutes. Like, the man is so talented, and I'm so thankful to be working with him, because I honestly wouldn't want to work with anybody else. Like,
Yeah.
If you are trying to get into this at first, dog. If you are somebody who is just now starting to get into music, surround yourself with people that you can vibe with and can be really creative with.
Yeah.
Because that's extremely important,
And
finding a comfortability factor.
Being comfortable and also taking risks. You're gonna make
Yes.
some stupid whack shit. You are. You're gonna.
That's a given.
Like you gotta like. That's what I'm saying though. Being comfortable. That goes back. That goes back to being comfortable. You might hop in there and just be like, da da da, and then you just come out and you'll just be like, well, that was trash.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Like,
dude.
I've done that. There's so much shit that like I've recorded and just been like looked at Devin and Parker and been like, that was awful. It's not coming to me tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
all right,
dude.
maybe I was like, send me the beat, I'll write to it and we'll come back to it. But that was trash. I'm off today.
And that's good, like, when you work with people and you're able to be honest with each other to let them know, like, if it's good or not.
Because you don't want to go to the studio with Zapay, record a song, he knows it's trash or whatever.
And we both know, yeah.
And y'all both know, and then you're like, keep it. And y'all put it out, and then it's just like, like it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, and Zip Nox, that was an interesting experience, because I know some people that they actually have listened to that. It is extremely experimental, because the whole idea of it is just, Zip Nox. We just kind of, like, if we invented
Combined
like our own kind of combined brains, like almost like a combined drug, and we're not trying to say, like, promote, like, you should take pills and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Don't take pills, listen to our music instead.
Right.
Yeah, and
that's very interesting. Not a lot of people have, well, that message for sure, but not a lot of people have a message in their music anymore. It's trying to be a meme. It's
don't get me started.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. To be honest, man, I love music. I have a deep burning passion for music. I have fucking Purple Rain on vinyl up here.
Amazing record.
I love music, but I don't listen to a lot of music nowadays. I'm not into like the newest rappers or anything, like more now than ever, man. It's so weird. And I used to be so on like, ooh, have y'all heard of this guy? Have y'all heard this song? I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like everyone is doing sort of the same thing now.
And there is some truth in that. At the same time, though, like, don't give up on people that are still continually trying to put their ideas out in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think, especially now more than ever, this is the time to take what's been done and do something different with it. And that's kind of the thing I'm going for. That's the kind of thing I'm going for with my team, with Zip, with Amari, with Devon, with Joy, with Hayden, Zeller, Ty, like everybody I work with, and
So
especially at the Life Cycle.
those are what is that exactly? I see
Life Cycle?
Yeah, I see Zapay post about. I'm curious.
So Life Cycle is an organization built on community and creating a space for creative artists, no matter who you are, to come together and basically show what you can do, like all together in a space where it's non-judgmental.
Sure.
And everybody can just be free to express themselves and express their art. Like we have people who paint, we have people who do slam poetry, we have people who do music, all that.
Okay.
We threw a few events last year.
So you're a part of
Yes.
them? Okay.
Yes.
How many, is this like a big group? Or is this
Yeah.
like, 5 core members, or like?
There's several. I'd say there's about 15 to 20 members. I was actually just at a meeting with them recently in Nashville because we're actually in the middle of planning. I guess I can go ahead and announce this. March 20th, we are doing our next life cycle event. It's called Heel Hop. It's going to be hosted by some very awesome people, and it's going to be at the Laundry Room venue here in town. You should definitely
In
go.
Murfreesboro?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so usually we do it in Nashville, and now we're tapping into the MTSU scene because, you have a lot of students now that are going to the college to major in music, and you can thank people like Tate Keith for that.
Yeah.
Putting this college on the map and stuff like that.
On the fucking map, bro. Worldwide.
Yeah, so come out to that because Life Cycle, the thing that we are selling with Life Cycle is that it's not just a event where you can come and just listen to your friends perform. It's an experience. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to be engaged with it. We want you to have as much fun as you can. It's kind of like our own little Bonnaroo in a way.
Yeah, I love
Like,
Bonnaroo.
I love it.
This year will be my 7th Bonnaroo. I can't say I could talk about Bonnaroo for hours and hours. And how many times have you been? You've been. Oh, you've never been?
My brother, he's been about 10 times,
Man.
but I've never been. I want to go this year because I want to see Tame Impala.
The first, yeah, dude. I saw Tame Impala at Bonnaroo a few years ago. Absolutely insane. Oh, I love them. You need to go, man.
I need to. Everybody tells me you are missing out. Like
that surprises me.
Zip, he has gone for years, and he talks about how crazy and wild and just how
it will
is an
open
experience.
It will open your eyes and just be like, it's hard to explain unless you've been, but if you've gone to Bonnaroo, man, you can just talk about it and just talk about it. Like when you get back, you annoy the shit out of everyone when you first get back because you're like, oh my god, this happened and blah blah blah, and like.
I know you literally talk for hours about it. My brother talked about this one time how he saw Mac Miller perform on stage, but it was like day 3 and people were kind of out of it.
People were like,
and Mac was getting so mad that the crowd wasn't getting involved that he ended up throwing his mic down and walked off stage.
Shit.
Yeah, Mac Miller walked off stage at Bonnaroo.
My gosh. That was before my time. I don't remember him. He wasn't.
Yeah, that was like 2011, I think, when
Okay.
like people like Yellow Wolf were extremely popular.
Big as fuck.
I know.
Dude, let's talk about your video editing stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That's very dope, man. And I admire you because you rap and you do all this other stuff, man. The video is really dope. First thing I want to open up with, what program do you use?
I use Adobe Premiere.
Adobe Premiere.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's basically
That's the standard.
Yeah, it'll probably be the standard for about 2 to 3 more years until something better comes along. But Adobe Premiere is a great editing software. If you're looking for something that's a little more user friendly and basic, Final Cut Pro 7 and stuff
Final
like that, and X, those are really good too.
For this kind of thing, I just use iMovie on my computer
And there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not doing like cuts and edits like for especially something with a podcast. It's one film, one straight shot. I'm not moving this camera at all, and then I'm just attaching the audio. But for something more creative like you could muster up some cool shit on iMovie. You probably could, but I mean,
I've never used it actually.
it's very basic. They have
Yeah.
like filters and stuff, and you can do like fast forward and like rewind and that kind of stuff, but it's nothing like what you did. I mean, I really appreciate you making that video for me. That's one of like the coolest things anybody's done for me, for real. And
Welcome, dude.
that goes in there with like, my friends and stuff giving me free beats. Like it's awesome, man. I really do appreciate you coming out to that show, man. It was DJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was DJ's show, and he put
DJ's awesome.
He put it all together, and I mean, it's a work in progress. it was the first step in a long journey for DJ. It's something he's been wanting to do for a long ass time, and I'm so happy that he finally did it. You know,
He talked to me weeks leading up to it. I don't go out that much anymore, but
Yeah.
I went out to Whiskey Dick's like at the beginning. It was actually the night the Titans beat the Patriots, and he was at Whiskey Dick's, and I almost didn't recognize him because I hadn't seen him in forever. I was like, DJ, it's you,
DJ.
Yeah, and he was telling me about how it was the first time I had heard about the rehearsal studio place. And he said
I had never heard of it until he was like, "Hey,
Right.
it's a show, it's a thing in Murfreesboro." I was like, "What?"
I would have never known, and that is such an awesome space, and I'll actually talk more about that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he told me about it, I just got really excited for him because it's like you said, it's a big step to put yourself out in the open and put on an event like that. And props to DJ for taking that first step, and I hope he makes many, many more in the future.
Yeah.
I'd love to help out and be a part of
Yeah,
it too.
and I mean, I was one of the acts. My friend Dalton, he was just doing drums and jamming out to like some songs.
I saw that. I loved how you guys incorporated that into your music. That was really neat.
Yeah, he there's something about live instrumentation with rap music, man. It's really there's something about drum sets and rapping, you know. That was a beautiful thing. Dalton's one of my good friends, and
He's a good dude.
Devin, he's a DJ, EDM producer. We had a little bit of everything, and eventually, you know, maybe we can widen that and, you know, have more people on the bill. But like for now, I was pleased. I got a vlog out of it. I did a vlog, and I was pleased with it. We got some good content. We took a lot of pictures. It was a fun time, and yeah.
Yeah, and in this day and age, it's important to put out content. And it's funny you mentioned the videos I produce. So here's my thing about those. It kind of just started with when I filmed Devon, Amari, and my friend Sam Will's set at Hop Springs for WMTS's benefit concert back in October.
Oh, okay. I heard about it. I didn't go to it, though. It was in Nashville, right?
No, it was in Murfreesboro. It was right outside of Murfreesboro at Hop Springs. Hop Springs is kind of MTSU's distillery place.
Okay.
For beer and stuff like that.
Huh.
And we performed an event there the night. We had a good turnout for that. And I got to film all three of their sets there. And I had a day off from work, just a whole day blocked off. So I was like, all right, what if I just did like a music video for Divine? And then I finally made some connections. I was like, Instagram only allows 60 seconds to post a video. And I kind of see that as an opportunity to get creative with it and almost invent kind of an elevator pitch for music. Yeah. You take the best part of whatever was at that set or whatever, maybe you're posting a song, you put that 60 seconds and there's your preview to get people involved with your music.
On the profile.
Right. Yeah. And if it's engaging and stuff like that too. And many people, they like, you'll either call them like recaps or just highlight footage or stuff like that. I call mine films, even though they're extremely short.
It's a film.
Yeah, it's a film.
It's
because the way I see it is like, I'm also getting to live out another dream of mine doing this stuff too, because I always wanted to be a filmmaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. So
like director, producer,
yes,
that type of stuff.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I've always wanted to.
Were you ever into like plays and stuff, acting or theater?
Oh yeah, I was in theater last year. I did 2 plays.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did.
Nice.
I did Othello with Murfreesboro Little Theater. I had a role in that, a big role in that, and then I did the musical Cabaret at the beginning of the year. And oh man, we sold out almost every single weekend. You heard about that in the news, right?
I don't think so. No.
Well, MLT, Murfreesboro Little Theater, still going strong, by the way. They got in the news last year because their cabin was torn down. Like the cabin they had for years. It was a staple of the community.
Like torn down by the city?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why the city did it. Maybe for parking or something like that.
Yeah, some stupid shit.
And if that's the reason, that's shitty because that was a home to a lot of other people. And I really hope they find a new location or something like that soon. They're still doing plays right now. They're just kind of scattered all over the city. Sometimes I'll do them at the Lions Club or the Walnut House. on the square,
Yeah,
places like that.
Yeah, I've been there before. They got like a stage and stuff in there, don't they? Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I love filmmaking. I've always been a huge fan of films. Like this is gonna make me sound like a nerd.
No, absolutely not. Man.
Before I had like Hulu and stuff like that, I used to go to Hastings all the time.
Dude, I went. This funny you say. Well, man, I can't believe Hastings shut down. But this past year, bro. I went to Hollywood Video a bunch.
Right, and see now those are gone too.
Hollywood
like,
Video's not.
Gone.
No.
Oh, really?
Dude, on Northfield.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Hollywood Video.
I thought that was something else now.
No, man, it's still there. I'm almost positive. I went there like literally not even a year ago.
Really?
They got hella.
I think it's a new business now, though. I thought.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Is it called Hollywood Video?
Anyways, though.
Oh, maybe it did.
While you're figuring that out,
it says Hollywood Video closed 2019. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Damn.
Maybe it was last year. Yeah.
Okay, shit. Well, I went there before it closed, but yeah. So
yeah,
used to go to Hastings.
Yeah, and but anyways, I'm getting extremely off topic.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
What I was getting back though about the video production thing is I'm gonna continue to keep doing that, not just with you, but anyone. My kind of rule of thumb with it is everybody gets one. Everybody gets a free promotional video from me, and then after that, like we can like name a price or something like that. Because I think that's important. Like not a lot of people have access to like video equipment and like state of the art stuff to,
or
like,
people who know how to do it,
right? Because like, and also it costs like a lot of money and stuff, and I thrive myself on trying to be like a one-man band and stuff like that. So any chance I get, I try to help out. It doesn't matter who you are, how big of an artist you are, I will help you out and make you something really dope, because I love doing it. I love video editing. It is so much fun,
dude. That's I mean, we have a lot in common, man, because I feel the same way how you feel about video editing is how, I mean, this podcasting thing is like my new passion, and I'll have anybody on here, man. Like the rule, like you were saying, the rule one per.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, everybody gets one. My rule is like, I want to meet you. If I don't know you, I want to at least meet you before I let you on here. At least just be like, let's lay a little foundation. Hey, I'm Slightlee I'm Austin of Slightlee Daily. Like I do this and that, and then okay, like let's set a time and stuff. If I know you, then it's a little bit easier. I can just be like, hey, come over. If it's some of my friends who have been here and shit. But if it's like someone who's, and also I want to say this. I try and mention this to people I tell about the podcast. I don't want this to just be. I don't want people who sit in that brown chair to just be rappers or just be clothing brand people. I want it to just be normal people who want to just come on and have a conversation.
Right.
Absolutely. If someone's like, hey, I just saw the new Star Wars movie, let's talk about it for an hour. All right, run it.
And it's fun.
Just
like
people.
It doesn't even matter how many people watch it, as long as it's fun and you're having a good time.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. And I don't want people to think that it's just. I want people who just play in the NBA to come on here. Like I want anyone who wants to have like a conversation, have a dialogue about something.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't have to be about, hey, I got this new mixtape coming out, go watch it or go listen to it. Like,
and see, I don't try to be that person.
Yeah,
because like,
but also I do those people are a part of it, part of it. But also I don't want people who, because I had, so one of the first ones I did, it was like episode 3. My friend Connor, it was his friend. He was like, hey, I want to come on, and like, he doesn't rap or anything like that. He just likes video games. That's it. We just talked about video games for 45 minutes. And like, that was it. We talked about Metal Gear Solid and like Game Boy and PlayStation and all that shit. And then
I was playing Arkham City before I came over here. So
yeah. And like some people can relate to that. Like that might not be one person's episode that they tune into, but some people might tune into that video game episode,
Right.
And and people who will tune into this because they're like, oh, let's see what Leeroy's on. I haven't connected with him in a while. You know what I'm saying? And they can connect to you through
Y'all ready
this.
for the sermon? Nah, but yeah, man, for real. Like, and I love what you're doing here, man, because I can tell you're very passionate about it. And 20 episodes, that's awesome.
This is number 20. I started in November.
That's awesome.
Just
keeping at it.
So last weekend I did one Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did one yesterday. I did one right before you came solo, and then we're here. And I'm also doing a vlog today, just a mini vlog. Yeah, dude, this is my year. I mean, everyone says that.
I hope it's mine too.
I hope it's everyone's year, but
yeah, for real.
It's kind of hard to explain, but so you know what it's like being in school and being like tied down with school and having to work on top of that. So, you know, I just moved out of my mom's house about 9 months ago into here, and I'm finally able to build something like this. I've been trying to do stuff like this for so long, and just in the last 6 months or so, I've finally been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it feels so good because I'm not tied down with school or being at my mom's house. I have like my own space. You know, it just opened a lot of doors. I have so much free time now.
And it gets easier every day. You just have to keep doing it. It's the hard part.
Oh, dude, the first podcast we did, I was like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I really didn't, and like I had to figure out like the system, you know, the steps. Oh, it's best if I export it this way and then put it, you know, line it up this way and blah blah blah, and you know, all that shit. But now, man, it's getting easier and it's getting more fun. And
it's like I said before, like this stuff is supposed to be about having fun, and if it can have a message behind it too, that's great. Like I didn't get into music because I have this dream of just I just want to be rich and famous. Like I'm into this stuff just because I have a love for music. You have a love for music.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm all about just trying to just work within a community and build community and stuff like that, because I feel like that's really important nowadays, especially when it's almost like you have to be required to be on social media now and have a presence, and if you don't, then you're just an outsider.
Times have changed, man, but also, I mean, you do, if you want to like build a business in today's society, you kind of do have to be on social media. But you can't get too wrapped up in that shit. You kind of have to put the phone down, man. I mean, I can't put it any other way. I mean, simply put, we all have our phones on us all the time. We're always checking them and shit. But sometimes put that shit down. Go look at the sky.
Yeah,
you know?
enjoy what the world has to offer.
Yeah,
you know, like for real. But see, like a lot of people, especially nowadays, because things are difficult for a lot of others, a lot of people get really scared because they don't know what the future is going to hold. So something I try to do with my platform is I started doing this last summer. Every morning, usually like it's around maybe sometimes it's 6 a.m., sometimes it's 9 a.m. I write like a little positive message. You've seen
in your phone?
Yeah, like every single morning.
Oh, yeah.
The good morning.
I know what you're talking about on your story.
I call them daily motivationals.
That's a mantra.
That is a mantra, and it is something I have done every weekday since last summer. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's important because
you do that every day. You really do, don't you? Really do. I just noticed that.
I do it because I want to.
Yeah.
Because
people need that.
And honestly, there was a point where it's like, do I really want to keep doing this? Do people really care? And some people really do. Like, I have people tell me, like, they follow it like it's scripture. And I'm flattered by that. But, like, it's just good to be good to one another, man. Like, it's so important because life can suck sometimes. But just having, like, somebody there to just cheer you on and keep you going, like, that's really what matters at the end of the day. And I'm all about trying to motivate people to do their best and follow their dreams and try to make this work and doable, because
your time is limited.
It really is, man, and you just got to try to make the most of it on earth with the time you got, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. I have this saying I keep with me. I always tell myself, once more into the fray every day, once more into the unknown, because you never know what's going to be out there. I sometimes feel like not knowing what's out there in the unknown gives me hope, because you can have a set schedule of how your day's going to go, how your week's going to go, maybe even your month.
Yeah.
But a million other things could happen.
Yes.
Like, honestly. And it's like you said, you just got to try to make the most of it. So if I can try to spread a little positivity each day while doing this music thing, then that's what I want to do. A lot of other people, they have their own ways of doing it, and you just got to do what works for you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You're right, man. Thank you for coming on, man. Is there anything? Do we have no time limit, man? Is there anything you want to add before we wrap it up? Like, I'm not being like, all right, let's wrap it up. But, like, is there any
what
topics?
What time are we at?
We're at 49 minutes.
Wow.
See?
Okay. So in the it goes by like that, doesn't it?
Like that, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's
time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you are having fun. But yeah, is there anything you want to plug? Like, I'm doing this next. Go check out this. Like,
I guess Stream Cozy.
Yeah, keep that shit going, man.
Yeah, Stream Cozy, Stream Leagues, and what I'm doing. I really appreciate all of the support I get for everything I do. And if you're just a bystander, like maybe you haven't listened to my music, but you see what I'm doing, just thanks anyway for engaging. Every little bit helps. And I just want to say I love my team so much. Zip, Hayden, Joy,
give all of them.
Joy, Amari, Devon, Ty, Sibo, Titty, all you guys. There are so many other people I want to name, and if I don't get to everybody, I'm a fuck up, and I'm sorry.
That's beautiful.
But I love all of you guys.
That's beautiful that there's a big group of y'all that are like on the same page. It's what it seems like, at least, and that's beautiful. That really is. I admire that.
I love how we've kind of built like a whole community around just making music and making art, because like I kind of feel that's important. Like, it's hard to go out and do this just completely on your own, and it can be scary. So like I get people who hit me up sometimes. I'm actually working with this guy right now named Jathan. He's cool as fuck. And he has a really big passion for music, and he's just need a little bit of guidance. And I have an open door policy. Like, if you want to make music and you want to try to go out on your own and figure this out, like, hit me up.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to help you out, because I feel it's important. I see so many other people that do this, but I feel like their only intention is to just help themselves and nobody else. And like, if you want to use like hip hop in music to like better yourself and get to a better place in life, that's great. I just feel it's important to help other people along the way, because there are so many other people that pursue this shit. And I think it's important if you have strength in numbers and you just kind of work together with people.
Yeah, because if one person
can grow so big.
You can grow, and if one person wins, y'all all win.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%.
I mean, it's very... Success is infectious.
It is, and I still got a long way to go. Like, I'm very thankful for these streams. Like, honestly, like I never would have imagined that it would have gotten to this point. But I'm gonna see how far it goes.
Yeah, and dude, I love how humble you are about it, man. Think about insert X rapper here. If they had those numbers, they would have lost their mind. Some people would have, but you got to stay grounded, and advance from there.
Yeah, I don't, and call me out if I ever try to do it. I don't want to come across as the person that's like, yeah, fuck all y'all, I'm a fucking shit. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, at the end of the day, like, if somehow, some way the universe aligns and it's in God's hands and this stuff does blow up, I'll try to just not let it get to my head, because like I always want to just stay me while I do this, because like I've seen how sometimes just music and stuff, especially when you get to a better place, like it can get to your head a little bit, and some people can get to a point where they may feel like they're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But it is what it is. Like, like everybody, like, it's a grind. Everybody grinds after this stuff, and you just got to find your own way on how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk.
All right, yeah. Stream Cozy, keep that shit going. Follow him at Leeroy Nox. I will definitely write an article. I'll plug all his shit. Thank you to everyone who's made it this far in the podcast. If you're still listening to us,
yeah, appreciate you guys very much. keep streaming Slightlee. This has been a tale of two Lees.
A tale of two Lees, and it's honestly, also funny. We had Devon on here. I didn't know his middle name was Lee.
I know. Yeah, he told me about
So many
that.
Lees.
I wish we had more time because I could tell you so many stories about them. Like those are really amazing guys, and like I would not be where I am right now with all the amazing people that have helped me along the way. Like be thankful for where you're at, and just try to make the most of it every single day, because that's what it's all about, you know.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up, guys. Thank you so much.